Hello, everyone, and welcome to another stream. We are on par with all of these streams so far. Didn't miss anyone yet, so very excited over this one. We added a bunch of platforms actually. So again, like last week, let me know where you're watching from. We're actually now connected and live on YouTube on both of our channels, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook. I think that's it for now. Let's see what we can add next time. So yeah, first thing, let me know where you're watching from. Would love to see this. Let me actually activate the chat right now and see the comments as well. Yeah, great to see you all, and you can see what this topic is going to be about. And yeah, let me actually get started right away. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will answer all of them in the end or sometime in between. And yeah, always, of course, think about this. I want to make this a two-way interactable session. This is live, so of course you can ask questions, you can throw in comments, ideas, suggestions, everything. That is the difference of watching this just on YouTube once this is being like polished and finalized. So yeah, let's get started right away. And to increase the value per minute ratio, of course. So yeah, that is the topic is going to be about these little things over here. Let me see. 1 second. I heard AI glasses, so I came. Very good. All right. So I bought these AI glasses. These are the Meta Ray-Bans Generation 2. Here's my little case. It's not specifically about these glasses. This is about AI glasses in general. And yeah, I tried them out for about a week now. I wore them almost every day. And honestly, I think just by themselves, they are fine. You can make photos, you can take videos, you can do a bunch of things. They are connected to your phone. And they are a little bit gimmicky, I would say, to be honest. If I'm like very direct here. And you can make, again, cool videos, but I think everything really changed when you start building your own apps for those. And I just built an app, and there will be a live demo as well coming, so really stay tuned. I will do better than Meta themselves, I promise. No guarantee though. Again, this is a live demo, so it's gonna be 30% chance that this might be getting wrong, but I will do my best to, of course, show you what these things are capable of if you start building your own tools on those. I think that is where it gets really interesting. And everybody really talks about right now in the current scape, hey, are they worth buying or not? Mostly from a consumer standpoint. And this is not what this session is about. I've been in XR for 10 plus years now, working with most of these like big tech companies, Meta, Google, Snap, all of these guys, big enterprise customers, and also startups. So that is like really my focus on those type of things in terms of how are these interesting as a platform for developers and for businesses. And I think this is really where there's a huge untapped opportunity right now, and especially because there's almost nothing out there. And I was already blown away by some little demos that I built. So I think that is like really what this is about. That after this one, you will understand, okay, why is everybody putting like billions and billions into this form factor right now, and how can this kind of like be bridged with the immersive tech that we usually talk about, AR and VR. All right, so let's start why I think by themselves these are overhyped, and how they can be from overhyped to underhyped. So I want to start this with a baseline first, because maybe you don't know anything about these classes yet, and I want to talk about them like kind of like out of the box experience, from the consumer perspective. Again, you have this case, it really just feels like wearing normal glasses. Like these weigh pretty much the same as normal glasses. They pretty much look like normal glasses, but now I just did a photo, which is pretty cool. I can also just like hold this. Now I'm making a video right now, so you can see that is doing a video, and done. I can talk to AI agents or like AI assistants, Meta AI, for example, and that is like really covering the basics. I can take calls, I can do a bunch of things. The speakers are there pretty good, so there's like a really lots of interesting things going on there. And the main benefit or like a reason that I see for those, at least right now, from the consumer perspective, by like again, like without building on top of those, it's it's kind of like seamless and it's convenience, because you kind of like you forget you are having technology with you, if that makes sense. Like you don't have to actively pull out your phone to take a call, to do something, to ask something, to make a photo, to make a video. Is really just like with you. I think that is kind of like what it's maybe also the selling point for those. You can just like listen to music, and it's really like it's even less of a commitment in quotes than wearing headphones, pulling out your phone, and doing other type of things. And it's like really integrated into your life. I think that is probably the selling point. Again, for me, it would not be enough. Like I would not really care about this too much. It's for me, this is not good enough to justify paying $500 for those, to be honest. So you hit the ceiling really fast because the AI, the built-in AI, is quite limited. Like there was some strange things that's not integrated into your work space. I can't, at least at the moment, I can't be like, hey, have something, make a photo, send it to my Notion right away, or like just have a conversation, be like, okay, let's save this into Notion. I can't even save the stuff that I have on my phone on the Meta AI app, at least at the moment. So I think like that is where you hit the limitation really fast if you're just using them by themselves. But fortunately, there is the developer SDK now coming out, which is the Device Access Toolkit SDK, so DAT SDK. Super, super, super good. I loved using it. I tested it out already. But just to go one step back, from the consumer perspective, I think they are nice as a product, kind of like prosumer. If you're like an enthusiast, you want to try it out, I think that's not too bad. Kind of interesting, and the seamless factor is nice. There's like almost no like weight distribution issues, none of that. I think they look good. So I think that's also not too bad. That these ones turn into sunglasses, so if I'm outside, they turn black, and in general, it's pretty cool. But again, the really interesting stuff starts as soon as you use the SDKs and then build whatever you want to build. And again, quick teaser, I'm going to show a live demo of something I built in just a few hours. I mean, I don't have too much time because I'm also organizing our hackathon right now, XRCC. We're building a huge hackathon with those as a topic as well, as a focus. So I'm pretty limited, but again, like with AI, oh, I just played some music accidentally, some hardcore heavy metal. I hope you didn't hear it yet. But yeah, really, I think the interesting part is now the opportunity with building on top of that. It's not just Meta. There's like a bunch of other companies now joining the race. There's the Ray Neo 3s, as far as I know, with a display as well. HTC just launched their glasses. Google is now pushing something. The spectacles are also coming out, or like Snap is coming out with some consumer devices as well. So there's a lot of momentum happening. It's really something that you can actually decide what hardware manufacturer you want to go with. And right now, on the development side of things, the way that you want to see this, like you have the video stream on this, no, yeah, on this side, exactly. You have the video stream, and then you have the audio stream. The cool thing is you can then hook this up with any of your tools as that you want. And I think that is where um, it kind of like gets custom to you, because these are very personal devices. I think the even more big, like the even bigger selling point, at least for me, and I guess for many people, especially in Europe, is once you have edge device use cases, which means that all of the AI, all of the computing, everything is not sent to some meta servers or some EDI, some servers of the device manufacturer. They're actually all on device. And I think if you have this one, it gets even more interesting, because then it's kind of like you have the data security. You're not like being scared of like you running around in your home and with those type of things. I think that is when the unlock will be even bigger once you have the whole computing, the AI power, all of that stuff instead of these glasses, and then you can basically hook them up to your own tools, to your own laptop, to your own workspaces, to your own phone, etc., etc. And yeah, I think actually, let me just go ahead and show you something now. I guess you guys have been waiting for this. In the chat, let me know what you wanna have me to check out here. So let me actually see, how do I do this now? I will now first, step one. Of course, you have to see what I see, but these glasses don't have a display. So I didn't buy the display ones because as far as I know, the SDK is not available yet for the display glasses. But don't worry, in a few months, I will probably also buy the display ones and then also build some cool apps with the display glasses where you have the interaction with your wristband, which is really freaking cool. I tried it out already. And now I am going to share my screen. So let me see how I do this. So first of all, or before I share my screen, actually, stop sharing. I'm gonna tell you first of all what I actually built, because I think that helps maybe a little bit more before you see some random screens. So bear with me. Very simple app. I built this in, I don't know, 2 hours, something like this. Super, super simple. And it actually solves a genuine thing. And that was really important to me. I didn't want to have the 700th type of app where it's like, hey, what am I seeing? And then it describes what you see. This is kind of stupid, and not stupid, but that is like the case that you see all the time. And I wanted to build something that it's not already possible inside of these glasses by default. I think this was really, really important to me. It has to have something that is not already possible. It has to be connected to my personal digital workspace, which is also really important. And it has to be something that somehow has some genuine value. Again, not in these 2 hours. That I'm going to build like a full thing, of course. The thing that I built is, how would I even call this? I think I called this calorie snap. So basically, you take any food, like these nuts or this apple or this protein bar. You see, I'm prepared. I have my own props here. I have this one. I have a yogurt. All of those things. You can basically then just snap it with your glasses. It scans it, and then it says, "Hey, this is an apple." It breaks down the calories and everything, which is nice. And you can basically save it very, very, very seamless into a food log. I already did this a couple of years ago when I was cutting with my phone, of course. Like, okay, just typed in everything, and this was already a pain in the ass. This was already annoying, like being like, okay, I type this all the time. But I think this is something that I would genuinely use for sure if I would have more time and actually build it as an actual product. If that's my focus, then this can be really, really interesting. Because the beautiful thing, and this is something I will show you in the hopefully working live demo. Again, let me see. So first of all, I will share my... So the way that this works, I'm going to share my desktop now, my other screen. And on this, I will share what I see on my phone. Because again, these glasses, there's nothing to see because they don't have a display. So of course, all of the visible stuff right now will be on the phone. Of course, with the next devices, you will have it in your vision as well. But for now, bear with me. We will have it on the phone. And let me see. Let me start with the screen sharing. So please, everyone, let me know if you can see it. And then I know that this is working. Team, give me a green check mark if you see it. And then we can actually move on. So you should see the calorie snap and this one that I can move around with my settings. Let me see. Just give me a bit of feedback. I think it's good. I'm gonna stop the sharing real quick just to verify, because Apple does it a bit stupid with the sharing. Okay, nice. So this seems to be working. So then I will go back again. 1 second. All right. So first of all, I need to connect my glasses. So I connect my glasses by actually going here. So this will now bring me to the Meta AI app. I can check it because it's my own app, so no problem here. So now they are connected, and now I need to access the camera feed of my glasses. So I go and click on Start Camera. Again, this will bring me back to the, and I only have to do it one time, by the way. I just wanted to show you the real experience, how this looks, so that you kind of know, okay, how does this work back and forth and everything. Only do the setup once. I purposefully disconnected my glasses because otherwise you see everything working and it's less riskier. And of course, we love our risk here. So always allow, that is fine. Now it's confirmed. And then, yep. Oh, shit. And of course, something broke. Damn it. Let me try one more time. 1 second. So yes, now it's there. I will need to, I hope it works with the screen sharing actually. That's I'm not too sure about, but let's see. Because otherwise I will just hold my phone like this. That should also be working in the worst case. But let's see. Again, live demos on live streaming. Oh my goodness. Cool. Let's start with the, I don't know, with the Apple. So I'm holding the Apple in front of me. That's my glasses. I also have a voice recognition, but I don't want to embarrass myself now if the voice recognition is not working. So I'm just gonna, you see here the interface. I'm just gonna tip snap. This now made a photo. You can see it. I hope it only detects the apple, not all of the other stuff. Yes, medium apple. You can see it, right? So now the juicy, like this is all okay. That's not too bad actually. But I think the interesting part is now, if I save this to my daily log, cool, I ate an apple today. Nice. You see the beautiful thing here, synced to Notion. And this is, I think it's where it gets genuinely valuable because now it's connected to my own workspace. You can see here the daily log. I ate a lot of apples, as you can see with my testing. You can even see the time and everything. So there's like a bunch of little details I've added. I've added like the days also. Here in February, I had a lot of muesli. I had a lot of cereal, for example. I had some blueberries. Nice, not too bad. Let me go back here. So yesterday I didn't eat anything, or I didn't track anything. But the cool thing is I want to show you now. Let's actually snap another thing just to see that it's also working. I don't know. I will just take the protein bar now. So there we go. Snap another. I'm going to snap the protein bar here. There we go. It now has the protein bar. Hopefully, yes. It even detects the brand, which is so freaking cool. And also, let me just see. Yeah, the calories are not 100% correct, but it's not too bad. Again, not too bad for a 2-hour little demo. So I'm gonna save this to my daily log as well. And now the really juicy part. I can also, by the way, change some of these values. Then there's no way this is only 19 grams. Let's say this is like 25. Okay, cool. Yeah, the UX is not the best. Done editing. There we go. So I switch the, oh, I think that's, yeah, here. It didn't update the changed carb number, but I guess that's fine. But now what I want to show you, like this actually said sync to Notion. So I will now, 1 second, stop mirroring. I want to go to my Notion and show you my food log. Yes. And the cool thing is now, there we go. You just saw right now the apple and the protein bar that I've scanned. So this is actually direct going into my space, which is pretty freaking cool. For me, it is. Again, for a very little demo. Like think about this, how this evolves. Like that's not the sales pitch actually. It's really like one little example for that one. Yeah, and somebody already said like we can just use the phone camera. And this is like one thing that I talked about. I think it's kind of like the one of the selling points with those glasses is the convenience and the speed of like just doing things. Because for me, you could also build this with the phone, and that's also why this is a very simple example. And that is actually a very good question because this leads me to the next section that I want to talk about. But yeah, first of all, that was the demo part. Again, I could scan other foods now as well, but I think that's not really the point. I think that's totally fine here. Let me actually stop the sharing. So that is stop sharing. There we go. Let me just rearrange my windows again. Okay. All right. So a little demo. So the other thing that I want to show you, anybody who's of course technically interested, because I think that is really interesting to know, like how are all of these individual pieces communicating? Because the cool thing is, this was now hooked up to Claude as well. Okay, I take the photo, I send it to Claude. Claude does the analysis, it sends it back, it connects it to Notion, and so on. So how does what are all of the layers talking about this? So first of all, we have, oh, 1 second. We have the hardware layer. So that, of course, are the glasses. On this one, we have the speakers, we have the Bluetooth connection, the microphone, the video stream that is coming out. On top of that, we have the SDK, the OS layer. So this is the device access toolkit SDK that we talked about, and then some iOS SDKs as well, like the audio, the speech recognition. I didn't try the speech recognition because, again, I didn't want to risk everything now. That would be looking too embarrassing. And then the in quotes main part of the app is the app logic layer. So this was the food log, saving the log to the different views, having the capturing, having the changing, like all of the in quotes actual app logic. Once a photo is taken, this actually, and this is again just stuff that I wanted to test. It's not that that is the ultimate only thing that you can do with these glasses. I want to see something that the glasses cannot do by themselves. I think that is an important thing. Like if you just buy these glasses, this will not be working because it will definitely not connect to your Notion. At least right now, it will not. For me, that was an interesting thing. Again, now I can kind of like figure out, okay, what is something that I actually need later on as well. So this one, as soon as you take a photo, it sends it to Claude. We get all of the analysis back. It then saves it on the device as well. You could see this with like the last couple of days on the food I tracked. And then the last thing is all the Notion API. So this was then hooked up into my personal Notion space to also add the layers there as well. And these are things that phone currently, or some of those at least, don't do really. For me, like for my training apps, code saved, it doesn't have all of this seamless integration with all of the layers and want to have it. Like for me, for example, I want to connect pretty much everything into my Notion. For me personally, like Notion runs my entire life. They have an API, which is awesome. So I want to connect, I don't know, my sleep data if I want to, or any of the other type of things into my Notion workers, and then can I optimize there. I can have my own diagrams. I can do whatever the hell I want to, and so on and so on. I think that is kind of like the layer where it gets interesting, that you can basically go from here. Oh, I don't know why it's still recording something. Let me just disconnect it. Otherwise, feels a bit weird. There we go. Disconnect. Experience stopped. And there we go. All right. So that is how it looks on the connections, basically. So this, like, where am I going with this one? And what is now going on with this food tracking app? Again, I think there's like many, many, many other use cases, especially in business. Like, of course, we always see in typical examples, hands-free stuff, remote assistance, for example. These get even more interesting once you have displays. So these are like many of the typical HoloLens use cases back then when HoloLens was still a thing. Rest in peace. And I think that is something where in the industrial areas, there's so much opportunity, really, where you can be like, hey, what am I looking at? Okay, can you solve this? Often, actually, like I saw so many crazy use cases, crazy in terms of extremely valuable. Like they save millions and millions and millions of dollars by implementing very simple, very stupid use cases, actually, like super simple. Like you just had a virtual overlay of a, let's say, of a machine on top of an actual machine, just to check is there a mismatch or not. Like on the coding side, it's almost trivial. You're like, what the hell is this? It's not even special. But the value added for this company was like a no-brainer. The company was like, okay, this saves us a lot of time, a lot of headaches, because if one of those checkings on those machines gets wrong, we have to send it back, we have to rebuild it, and so on and so on. Like, it saves in so much time and money, that this is like stuff where, hey, even though if you think like, okay, what is this simple, like this use case is too simple to be useful, but that's not really how stuff works in business. If you save, like, if you're like a big company, and then you save then the employees 10 minutes, for example, but they roll it out to 10,000 employees, it's 10,000 times 10 minutes, then they have then a salary of, I don't know, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, I don't know, times 10,000. That is a lot of savings, really, and there's a lot of efficiency gain. And these are the things where can get really interesting. Again, now still kind of like semi mind blowing because you don't have a display. But for me, like, the way that I see it is just like, hey, whatever I have here, I can kind of like see this. Okay, that could be my display, like like this, really. And over the next few months, we have this display baked in and stuff like this. Then we have 2D displays, but then one step further, and this is kind of where the bridge is coming now to XR again. It's that's just like the early stage, in quotes, of the Orion, of the full six-stuff experience. So basically, true XR, or like AR/VR. And we are now kind of like in the other side. We have these like fully immersive VR headsets. Like, okay, they are like bigger and bulkier and everything. It's not dead. Don't worry, I'm never gonna say VR is dead, because that is just stupid. It's a different use case. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we have those type of glasses. I would not even call them AR glasses or any of that, because they're not. They're AI glasses or wearables or whatever name you want to give them. And the next step is the display glasses. Still 2D, just a heads-up display. Not gonna say this is true AR before the haters come. But again, it's like step by step by step by step, because people either complain about the form factor, oh no, this weighs more than 55 grams, or they complain about, hey, this is not fully, truly immersive. And you kind of like have to see that that's kind of like where these things are coming together. I wanted to make it diagonal, like this. And yeah, I think that is really something where I think the next development platform might be coming. There's I see a lot of opportunities, a lot of potential there, because these are something that I mean, Meta is like tripling their production. I think they saw like 7 million not headsets, 7 million glasses of those already, and they sold so much that they can't keep up with the production, which means that the demand is clearly there. People are buying those, people are using those also in the millions of millions of millions. Other companies are joining. Google is coming, probably Apple too, and then they claim they invented all of this. And HTC and some other big companies as well. Snap, of course, as well. And Snap probably with a, I guess, display or like more six-stuff experience. Really looking forward to this one. So you see, like, there's like a lot of momentum from these companies coming. And currently, there's almost nothing available right now in that direction, in that area. And I think that is why I was so excited to see this. Like, I just built this mini demo in just a few hours using Cloud Code. Cloud Code, exactly. It's not so easy to say this really fast, being live. But yeah, I think that is something where this is something that I will try out a lot. I will build different apps, just see how things go. There's already I think it's a fork. I'm not 100% sure. A fork of OpenClaw, or like a similar type of thing, which is called Vision Claw, where you just like look at something. It's like, here, hey, put this in my Amazon cart, and done. And again, you could do this with your phone. You could go on the phone. You could take this. You could like take it out, unlock it, type it in, go to Amazon, look for the right one. Okay, put it in your cart, and be done. Close it. Put your phone down again, or you just do like done. And I think that's kind of like, maybe this seems ridiculous. Maybe it is ridiculous. I don't know. But I think these are kind of things that are just making things a little bit less friction and also a little bit more convenient. I don't know if that's the biggest benefit, to be honest. That's just like one of those things. But yeah, I think that's it. 1 second. Let's do the questions later. All right. So, if that is something that you're interested in, of course, feel free to subscribe, like, and feel free to, or please tell your friends about it. I would love to just like keep this growing organically, because I think this is something where we can really talk together. And yeah, there's many more things coming. I have a bunch of videos planned, also like videos about ethical considerations, privacy concerns, like a lot of stuff with these glasses, honestly. It's pretty big what is happening right now. I mean, also like I have so much context that you guys don't have by me talking to like big enterprises on their like 10-year vision plan, and by me talking to these big tech companies and their big plans. At least um I can't talk about it because I have NDAs signed as well. But I can say they are cooking. There's a lot of stuff coming on the tech side, but also on the enterprise business side. And that's why I think that is a huge opportunity for you guys, which is why, of course, we support you on that side to build software for these glasses, build prototypes, join our hackathon. Of course, we connect you with these brands, we connect you with these companies. We have been doing this for many years now, so looking forward to this. And yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, let me know your questions. Be critical, bash me online if that's your thing. um, would love to hear your thoughts and see how you see this from your perspective. I wanted to know if we can build an app that tracks our moment and suggests correct posture automatically when we exercise, like live tracking. Yeah, I mean, of course, this was 100% work. I don't know with these glasses, because you would need to be able to see yourself. So you could take those glasses and put them somewhere. But for those, you could also just have external cameras, or you do this in a mirror. Then you just do this with the glasses, which again would be a nice use case. I mean, this would be a cool use case. It would require to do the exercise in front of a mirror, so the glasses could see you, because of course this view is only POV. But then 100%, you could build this probably. I don't know if already, but this is like direction where this is going. So good idea. I've been on the fence with building for Meta Ray-Bans due to just it being display glasses, but it's so much adaptation to them I can't ignore. Yes, and that's the point, Rex. Very good point. Um, just like you said, they are just display glasses, um, and that is just a current stage in time. I don't know when. I mean, I'm not the CEO of Meta, so I have no idea. But that's just like a bridging point. Right now, we are limited by the 2D inside. I mean, these don't have any display. But then you have 2D, and then sooner or later you will have maybe 3 DOF and then 6 DOF. So this is just something that is coming, and it's just kind of like a step by step. And if you are patient on that side, I think that is something where it makes sense to already build, even though you don't have the full capability yet. Because if you see where this is going, I think that's not too bad. So AI glasses are overhyped. Yeah, I mean, again, like for me personally, in my opinion, by themselves, yes. If you build on those, if you have good ideas, if you are creative, then they are underhyped. Personal opinion. Make sure you get the prescription right the first time when you get the displays. I guess somebody's talking from experience. I mean, I don't need prescription glasses. For me, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, that's a good tip for everybody. Like, make sure that you have glasses that work for you. Curious about geolocation activations. Yeah, so this is currently not possible, at least as far as I know. But the cool thing is, and that is, I think, where also things get interesting. You can also um, kind of like ignore a bunch of limitations by just using a bunch of features on your phone, because the glasses currently, how it's being developed, is they are just an extension of your phone right now. So you could just have the geolocation in your phone, and then like work together with these glasses. So whatever is limited in the glasses right now, you can just activate in the phone. And I think that is like a nice way to still have a bunch of capabilities without having them directly on the glasses. Does it? Yes, it does, which is pretty cool actually. I did it already. I mean, I also tried to do some stupid stuff like just recognizing this or just recognizing my phone, asking it how many calories is my phone, but it told me, hey, dude, that is a phone. Don't eat it. It's not a food. So it also recognizes place of food again, like depending on how you build the app, and that is a nice use case again. Like you eat out, and the biggest issue when eating out is you don't really know what the hell that is, like how much calories it is, how much stuff there is. You can like make a photo, analyze it. You can also then save the photo in your database, Notion, for example, process it later if you want to, and then you kind of like have a more accurate estimation of the calories. So yeah, this is also possible. What monetization models do you see working best for AR AI glasses projects right now? This is a good question. So I mean, of course, I can't give you the ultimate answer because I don't have a how do you say this, like future sight glass bulb. But I think a good case on this one is actually working with businesses solving a real problem. Um, this could be in any industry. This could be in automotive, aviation. This could be in maintenance, and any like um, factory industry where you solve a small problem but on scale. I think this can be really, really interesting. Honestly, I think those are like the most interesting use cases. Going into B2B um, is more, it's less dependent on hoping that people buy your experience if you publish something to the store. This also works. I mean, you could go B2C, publish something on the store, kind of like the Angry Birds and making like a €1 type of thing, or maybe 10 or whatever it is. This could also work. I don't know if there's an actual official store yet for these glasses. I don't think so. So the best way that I see right now is building your brand, building authority on those devices, having demos, building stuff, showing prototypes, showing ideas, um, really building your brand, and then working with brands, working with businesses, working with companies, doing activation with them. It's also difficult because you need to know a lot about business and sales and marketing and everything. But I think that is at least the way that many of my big partners are going, and I think they have some big success with this right now. What test? Is it working? I think I am back. Yeah, now again, I have co-working Wi-Fi, even worse. So what was the question? What did you use for development? So this was built in iOS natively in Swift, Xcode, using Claude Code, because I don't know Swift and I don't know iOS development, but I know Claude Code, which is not too difficult because it's basically vibe coded app, which is pretty freaking awesome that me with zero skills on native mobile development can build something like this. I was blown away by this. It's just insane. I talked to the Meta team. They are currently working. I mean, I can't speak for them, but I think they are working on a React framework, maybe, but they for sure are also, not just Meta, but some of the other bigger companies also are looking into supporting a Unity SDK as well. But right now, all of this is mobile native. How applicable is vibe coding and vibe engineering here? What can you realistically build that way, and where does the fall apart? Yeah, that is a good question. I can't 100% answer this because I haven't built like fully fleshed product vibe engineered. But the good question is, this app, the demo that I just showed, was actually vibe coded in Cloud Code. It worked incredibly well. Like I was again, it's insane what is possible. So I think you can do a lot already with that type of stuff. Again, I always talk about, you really want to know the fundamentals. You don't want to build in a black box, like not knowing anything. Again, I'm not gonna go try to monetize this little demo. Like I just built this to be able to have something to show in the stream. It's not something that I want to now monetize and make a company out of it. Of course, that's not my plan. But you can do a lot, and I always say, hey, it makes sense that you still know mobile development or whatever development you do, and you understand what is going on there, because then you can do a lot, like much more than people give credit for. Yeah, go ahead. Why every time just demo? Why not full flag? Yeah, I mean, for me, I can't build a full flag working product. First of all, that's not my company, and I would just wanted to have something to show for the stream on where the direction is going, what is possible. My full flag product is our events, hackathons, XRCC. Check it out; it's pretty awesome. But of course, like people can build full flag working products with this. So I encourage you guys to build actual products, of course. But honestly, there's nothing wrong with building a bunch of demos. Honestly, you can, because you get a lot of iteration by building many demos. And if you see something, okay, this is like boom, you spot gold or you hit on gold, then you make it a product. So nothing wrong with building demos. In my case, my product is my events, and for me, I just wanted to show something at least in the stream. Did you have to buy any special developer editing glasses, and or can you unlock developer mode on any retail pair on your own apps? Yeah, that's a good question. Fortunately, it was really simple. I just bought them and I just activated developer mode on my phone, and that's it. Nothing else needed. I didn't need to buy any extra license. I didn't need to buy anything. Um, so everything was free. Everything was, I mean, except of the hardware, but there was no artificial friction like it used to be back then for other type of developments. So pretty simple actually. What use case areas do you see as the most promising, and where would you focus if you were starting fresh today? Also, good question. Use case areas I see most promising. I talked about this in some other question already. I think, especially also with AI glasses, B2B is just a strong, underestimated um, area to focus on if you want to make a sustainable business out of it. 100%. That's definitely my opinion here. Just because and if you have to know business understanding, you need to know business fundamentals. You don't want to um, go with this from a tech perspective. Don't build tech for the sake of tech. And I know all of us developers are guilty of that. If you solve a genuine problem in an industry for a business, ideally something that you know, and you either save the money, you increase efficiency, you reduce errors, you show some type of actual value being created by using your product, the glasses, that is where you have a huge unlock. I think that is definitely the area I would focus on in your case. Really curious to see how AI glasses or even wearables will head towards, especially in terms of mass adoption. Yeah, good point. I think they have much higher likelihood of um, heading towards mass adoption than VR glasses. Again, for me, always VR and the success of VR, AR was not defined by mass adoption. I think that was just inflated expectation, false marketing, and just stupid wishful thinking that the masses will be living in some metaverse type of thing and wearing these bulky glasses for their life. I always saw VR as a tool, entertainment tool, business tool, creativity tool, but not as a mass adoption type of thing. So I think that is just something where these classes have a much higher likelihood of achieving that. It doesn't even have to be the ultimate end goal that every person on the planet is wearing those, like having a phone. You already can achieve insane, like more than you can dream of success by not having mass adoption. Mass adoption is not a requirement for any technology or let me just quote again. Mass adoption is not a requirement for any technology or business using the technology to succeed. I think that is like really, really important also. But yeah, I'm also excited, of course. Actually, after your demo, I see the potential of this tech. Yes, that is the spirit. That is what I wanted to achieve. Again, it's not the greatest demo in the history of the planet, but given, I think the crazy part is, again, like, just think about this. I built this demo in freaking 2 hours, roughly 2 hours. If you actually have a problem in some part of your life, and that is a problem that many other people have as well, even if the problem is just inconvenience, for me that means I just want to be able to scan this, have it in my Notion, done. It's with those glasses, for example, that is already a nice use case, and I think this should not be underestimated, because millions of people are wearing those, and you can integrate your own infrastructure into this. You can hook it up to your own LLM, whatever you want to have. You can hook it up to your own tools, whatever those are, and it's partnering with your phone. I think this is like really, really powerful, and good that you saw this. Cool, that's a lot of questions. Yeah, I like it. Good engagement. What are the actual hardware limitations? To put it bluntly, you're not building here. I'm not planning to build Half-Life Alyx on this. There's a different type of technology for Half-Life Alyx. It's called VR. So where exactly do you see the ceiling? Did you manage to map out the hard boundaries? Very good point. Again, right now the ceiling is, I think it's very interesting, because the ceiling is kind of like very stretchable. Like, the ceilings of those glasses by itself is very low. You can't do too much with those. But the ceiling with building something on your own is actually like not unlimited, but it's kind of undefined. Because what's the ceiling of a phone? I don't know. It's, you can do a lot with your phone. What's the ceiling of LLMs, or of like whatever you want to build? So I think creativity might be your ceiling. Of course, these things don't have have a display. I don't see it as a ceiling. I see it as a technical limitation right now. And if you think about that they don't have a display, then that still opens a lot of use cases. But again, you build something with, hey, displays will come very soon because they're already available. So you can already build something where, like, hey, I imagine this display over here. You can simulate it on the Quest, on your phone, on wherever, and as soon as they come out, you have a app that works with display. I think that is kind of like the mindset that I have, at least for myself. Why these glasses specifically, and what do you think about the Oakley collaboration models, the ones Meta claims can receive process data from peripheral devices like heart rate sensors? These glasses, because I like the optics much more than the Oakleys. I think they look much cooler. But good question. I will also definitely check out other devices. I mean, if anybody, if any hardware manufacturers listening right now, live, feel free to let me know. We can work this out together. I would love to build on other devices as well. Pretty open to that. But right now, there's no particular reason for me to using those. Actually, I just wanted to try it out, and those are like the go-to at the moment, at least. Can I see this as an evolution to existing XR headsets, especially once we resolve the hardware factor? That is a good question. I think I don't see it as an evolution, honestly, from XR headsets. It's more like a distant cousin. It's a different type. It's not really immersive technology per se, especially those right now. Also, not those with the 2D display. It is kind of augmented reality. Again, the haters will now blame me, like, this is not AR, it's just a heads-up display. But that is kind of like, again, the other side of the spectrum, really. And with the display getting closer, after the display, you have maybe 3D, 3DOF, who knows, and then you have full 6DOF holographic displays, like they claim in the advertisements. So I think that's maybe a different cousin and slowly becoming a evolution. Pooh, let me see. Is it possible to prototype on Quest 3? Is there a way to combine Quest 3 with a phone and use it through the SDK you mentioned so you can develop and test apps without buying Meta glasses? Yes, I mean, honestly, you don't even need to make like all of this. You can just build a regular Unity app on Quest 3 and simulate having glasses. I think there's even plugins, tools, assets available. I mean, the only thing on Quest 3, you need to have the mixed reality on, so the camera pass through, and then some AI model, and then you just give yourself the limitation of, instead of having like full-fledged holographic display, of just having a heads-up display, like a canvas that is on that side, and then you already simulated those glasses. I think that's the easiest way to do this, to be honest. Thank you. Yes, thank you for joining, and yeah, happy to do more of those if that is helpful, of course. I'm going to steal the hardware you get. Yes, Ashray, my man. He's getting half of the hardware that I'm getting. Your thoughts on AI summit in India? I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly. I saw like a little bit about it on LinkedIn or some social media, but otherwise I don't know too much to be having thoughts on. By the way, brand new merch. Aluminum, not glass anymore. So for everybody who has broken their XRCC bottles, we are now on the bulletproof side. Cool. So thank you so much, everyone. I think we are good. We got a lot of questions this time, which is freaking amazing. Again, these classes are not to be underestimated. I think there's a lot of potential there. Very excited about this, especially once I built my own app and everything worked. I was like kind of blown away, which happens rarely nowadays. And yeah, thank you so much. Share this with your friend, and see you next week. Also, if you have a topic suggestion, send this to me, and happy to talk about it. And otherwise, I'm gonna enjoy the nice weather now because I'm not in Germany. I'm actually on Madeira. And yeah, see you soon next week, and have a great day. Bye bye.